Guest faced horrendous online hate and abuse as well as bullying at school because she was born deaf.
But now Love Island and Strictly finalist Tasha Ghouri wants to strike back against the bullies and show how people can use their differences to help others. It's the message in her new book called Your Superpower, which is being demonstrated so beautifully and displayed by Kat. Tasha, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
No, it's nice to see you both again.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
It's a really, really special read. There's a lot in this to take away. It's not strictly an autobiography, is it?
No, I feel like I'm not old enough yet to have an autobiography. So that's why I went down the memoir route. It's kind of like being on FaceTime with me, my best friends, coming to me for advice. And it's all about my experiences, affirmations in there. It's not just for people with disabilities, it's for anybody that struggles with self-confidence, self-love, or going through bullying. And my parents are in there as well. So it's really good for parents going through hard times. So, yeah it's all around a lovely, lovely book. Really empowering. That's what I wanted with this.
Yeah, because I read all the bits that your dad wrote in there as well about the divorce, but also the fact that he was the one who kind of coined the phrase, it's your superpower.
He did.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so he always said to me, Tasha, it's your superpower. He kind of gave me that positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
I always had such a negative thought about it, and he said, utilise it. You know, you've got something so beautiful, so really embrace your differences, and that's why your superpower is a perfect title for this, because it kind of relates to me and it relates to my family, and it really just makes me feel really independent and strong. And your superpower can be anything. It can be your kindness, your humbleness, or it can be absolutely anything. So that's why I thought that would be a perfect title for this.
And the way you've written it, you don't have to go from the beginning to the end. You can just dip in and out. It's like a guide. I really love the idea, though, Tasha, because, of course, you went through school, which what you're experiencing. Your parents send the kids off to school and panic and worry, especially if you're struggling as well. The guidance from your parents within there, just to help other people who may have to deal with that, to help you best or their children best, I think is really, really important.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I think this book is just for anybody out there that's going through hard times. And I believe obstacles come your way for you to overcome them, makes you stronger. And I always say every opportunity that comes makes you grow. And I always say a storm passes as well, you know. Sometimes it feels like life really is about to end, but a storm always passes and the sun shines again, you know, like today. That's what it's truly about. And, you know, I really delved deep a lot into my personal experiences that I've not really gone so deep into.
How hard was that?
That was tough, you know, you're showing a vulnerable part of yourself. This is the first time that I've actually gone, this is it. You know, this is all laid out now, my experiences and how much it affected my mental health growing up, but how I also stayed positive throughout it all as much as I could. And, you know, there's things in there as well that really do hit deeply, but I think it's so important to be vulnerable and raw. And I feel like doing this has made me even stronger. You know, I'm sharing something to help other people out there, which is what I want to do.
Yeah, because you had a hard time right from starting at school, didn't you?
Yeah, school wasn't easy, you know. I felt very isolated. No one else used British Sign Language, so I had to force my speech to get better.
So you used sign language up to the age of, was it 5?
Yeah, 5, 6 years old. And even in primary school, I was still using it. And I talk a lot with my hands now, still. And then high school was hard because no one could understand why sometimes I felt frustrated or why I was upset or sensitive. And also being born into a hearing family, that also had to adapt around me. They had to learn, OK, as parents, how do we change our lifestyles now? I have an older brother as well, so they also had to focus on him. So there's a lot for my parents to really had to adapt. But, you know, that makes them superheroes, I think.
It was Rose Ailing Ellis who was the first person that you saw sort of represented a part of you on television as well, wasn't it?
It was. I always say Rose was the first person. And I was 22 years old. That goes to show how long it kind of took for that representation on TV. And I remember watching Rose and I went, there's somebody like me on TV, you know. She had hearing aids, dancing, beautiful ball gown, Strictly, and I looked at her and I went, wow. And she gave me that confidence to do Love Island, you know, the year later. So because of Rose, she really broke down barriers, basically, and she brought the deaf community to representation.
And there's an amazing thing, though, isn't it? Because Strictly is one thing, it's a showbiz machine, everything's controlled. Love Island is something, I mean, literally, figuratively and metaphorically stripped more bare on Love Island. You're there not wearing very much, being your full selves, and it can be a very critical audience watching it as well.
It is, you know, Love Island, I look back, even watching this, I'm like, I look so young.
You did.
Love Island was hard, you know. I always say it was a 50-50 experience because when you're in there, you're so not in the outside world, you have no idea what's being said about you, how you're being perceived. I was 22 going into that, so I was really, really young. And I kind of just thought, just have fun, it's summer, you know, finding love. And I had such a positive experience coming out as well. You know, I had a great relationship with Andrew for 2.5 years, which I absolutely will be grateful for. And, you know, I went on there for representation, which is what I wanted to do, show that we can find love even though you have a disability. And I hope I did that, you know. But, you know, I grew so much in a space of 11 weeks in there. It's like a social experiment. You are learning how to deal with conflict, how to meet new people, how to communicate and how to socialise.
And you are very young too to be doing that.
Yeah.
But then you had the confidence to go and do Strictly as well. Was there ever a moment where you thought, oh, I'm not sure, I don't know if I can do this or not?
Oh, I was 100% all in. Yeah, I dived straight in. As soon as the opportunity came, I said, yes, absolutely. You know, and Aliash was a great partnership. I was so lucky to have such a great partner as well throughout it all. It was a great cast as well. I felt so lucky to be part of last
How
year.
have you found that resilience, though, Tasha? Because, of course, when you came out of Love Island, your parents had to sit you down and say, look, you might have had an amazing experience, but this is what has been happening while you're away. Online, there was a lot of trolling, people mimicking how you speak. And how do you navigate things like that to the point where when you get the chance to do a big Saturday night show like Strictly, you think, I'm not going to let that get in the way. I'm going to go all in because that's more important.
I think when I came out of Love Island, it could have gone two ways for me. I could have gone down the whole of really, really hit me, and I could have gone really...
Hiding away.
Yeah, hiding away. Or I just face it straight on. I said, you know what, I'm going to face the trolls and face them because it says more about them than me. You know, that's kind of how I thought of it. And they only know me from what they see on TV. The only people that really matters, people that really know me and love me. So then going to do Strictly, I said, I'm going to use this as an opportunity just to fully embrace myself and ignore the outside noise because they're not doing experience, you are. So I really wanted to give it 110% and just have the most positive, fun time. And like bedazzling my cockering plan.
That was
my favourite.
To me, was a moment of genius. It was literally like, this is who I am, and not only is this who I am, I'm going to elevate it a whole other level, and I'm going to sparkle it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, to show people that you can embrace the beauty of it. And I had people sending me decorating theirs as well.
So they were doing theirs after that as well?
Yeah, and that's the power of representation on TV. It's beautiful, you know, to be able to connect to people like that. That makes me so happy. And if I can make one person just be confident for 5 minutes and I feel like I've done my job.
But Tasha, after being bullied time after time like that and then doing that, it's just brilliant.
It's inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you very much.
Thanks for popping back. Lovely to see you.
Tasha's new book, Your Superpower, is out now. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.